D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my annual year in review. Now, this is the first one, but just to let you know what it is, it will be the last video I do this year, and I'm basically just going to bring you some of the top stories that I found fascinating of 2018 and the years from now on. So, without further ado, let's just dive into some of the stories that I found most fascinating. Now, the first one is that the Black Panther was introduced to the Smithsonian this year. And basically, Black Panther's hero costume was introduced to the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture. The museum acquired several objects from Disney's record-breaking film Black Panther, including the hero's costume worn by actor Chadwick Boseman. Now, this was significant for the Black community and also for comic book movies all around. I think that the significance of this story really highlights how African culture in America has been elevated and how Black people are seen on screen, and it is elevated to more than just gangs and gun violence. I think that it shows, that the Black community can be sophisticated, powerful, self-reliant, and I think that it just shows that they're strong and and like I said, self-reliant. They didn't need to rely on anybody else. And I just thought that the movie is good, and I think that this story is so fantastic, and I think that the movie deserves it. So kudos to that. So for my next story from this year was a big one as far as the comic book and geekdom go, and that was James Gunn was fired from Disney. Now, if you were like me and you followed this story, James Gunn, a while back, years and years, had tweeted out some tweets that were by some found despicable, and he had made fun of pedophilia, and he had made pedophilia jokes and molestation jokes, and a lot of people did not like that. But a lot of people, including actors and actresses, did come to his aid. Now, he had worked on the Guardians of the Galaxy movies for Disney, and he was ultimately fired. Now, whether you agree with that or not, it happened. Now, he did end up going over to Warner Brothers, and now he is writing and probably going to direct Suicide Squad 2, where he said he's going to reshape the Suicide Squad. And we'll see how he does and everything with that, and I do wish him luck, and obviously he has moved on from this, and hopefully his career will still be able to move forward. The next one that I have for you is that, speaking of Marvel, is that Shang-Chi is Marvel's first Asian film. Like a couple months ago, Marvel Studios is fast-tracking Shang-Chi to be its first superhero movie tentpole franchise with an Asian protagonist. So the studio has set Chinese-American scriptwriter David Callaham, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, to write the screenplay, and Marvel is looking at a number of Asian and Asian Americans to direct and star. Now, I'm not really too familiar with Shang-Chi, and I'm not sure who they'll get to direct. Personally, as far as starring in it goes, I really hope they pick someone like a Henry Golding, he was in recently Crazy Rich Asians, sorry, and then also Donnie Yen, and he was the latest one he was in, I believe, was Star Wars Rogue One. I can't really remember if he was in anything after that off the top of my head. I really hope they pick Donnie Yen. If not Donnie Yen for Shang-Chi, then his father, the character of his father, because he does play a prominent role in that character's life from the article that I read. I don't really know too much about Shang-Chi, but it sounds fascinating, and of course this is another step for representation in Hollywood, especially for Asians and Asian Americans. And I think this is a great opportunity, especially if it does as well as Crazy Rich Asians or Black Panther, because Black Panther did really well in the box office. Now, for my next story, I'm going to, it's the fact, and this might be a little controversial for you gamers out there, but Fortnite beat Red Dead Redemption 2 as Game of the Year. Wildly popular online video game Fortnite has beaten out Red Dead Redemption 2 to win the Golden Joystick Awards Game of the Year. Now, it was launched in 2017 by Epic Games, and Fortnite has set the world alight with some 78 million monthly players, winning hundreds of millions of dollars between them. It has also inspired plenty of esports teams to compete for huge prizes in key competitions around the world. Now, I haven't played Red Redemption 2, but I have to say that it looks pretty awesome compared to Fortnite. Because I found Fortnite's look, as far as animation goes, to be very childish. I felt like you're killing people and it's very colorful. And when watching Red Dead Redemption's 2 videos, to get a look at it in gameplay, I felt that they had stepped up their game and had risen the bar to video games and the way they should look. It looks very realistic. I think that they did such a great job on this game looks-wise. Because I haven't played it, so I don't know how the story or any of that goes, or gameplay. But looks-wise, I think this game is very, it's beautiful, and they did such a great job. But like I said, I did play Fortnite, and that was pretty fun. So you can check out my review for that, up at the top here. Or down below. I'll leave the link below also. Okay, so then for my next story also has to do with video games. Not so much the video game as the selling of it, but the $200 Fallout 76 edition promised a fancy bag and delivered a nylon trash bag instead. The $200 Power Armored edition of Fallout 76 promised fans a load of stuff, including what looked like a very nice canvas bag, which they didn't end up getting because between announcing the bundle and shipping it, Bethesda pulled a little switcheroo. Basically, they gave everybody the nylon bag. And for $200, I think the people deserve what they were promised and paid for. Bethesda has since responded with a tweet that stated, "We understand and respect that there is a disappointment with the bag in the Power Armor Edition. We are sorry. Please contact Bethesda support to provide proof of your CE purchase. They will assist in granting your account 500 atoms." Now, people were pissed about this because they didn't want atoms. They wanted the bag that they were promised. And Bethesda has since made sure that everybody will get their bag that they were promised, that canvas bag. Plus, not to mention, Fallout 76 has become a huge disappointment in the eyes of gamers, especially those that were looking forward to that game. The gameplay is awful, the visuals are awful, and the game basically all around sucks. I mean, it's just a waste of money and time. If you have played, I have not played this game, but I have watched plenty of videos online. I'll leave a link up to a video that I found interesting, and it talked very much in detail about how crappy this game is. But I think that it also goes to show that a company can't even give a bag that was promised, and a canvas bag isn't even that crazy of a thing to happen. From what I understand from the story was, they gave a lot of influencers, bloggers, and gamers that would get the word out. They gave them the canvas bags. They did reviews on it, and they were not promised. And then as far as everybody else goes, they just got this nylon bag. And people were upset about it. And I personally understand why. I mean, when you pay for something, especially $200, that's a large chunk of money for a working class person like myself. If I put $200 towards anything, I expect to get what I paid for. Even if I spent $5 for something, I expect to get what I paid for. My money spends green anywhere, just like it would for Bethesda. So Bethesda really needs to step up their game, especially Fallout 76, because this game sucks. Now, for my last story, this was a huge story of the year, and that was that Stan the Man Lee died this year, and it was very upsetting. I mean, if you're a comic book reader like myself, I don't really read Marvel comic books anymore, but Stan Lee was just an icon in the geek world, especially if you're a huge Marvel fan. And I have to say that I wrote this in a tweet when he had died, but I'll just read it for you again, and I just want to state that Stan Lee created a spark that would go on to forever change Hollywood and the entirety of entertainment. His positivity for both the fans and the brighter future for the characters he helped create are what cemented his legacy. You will be missed forever, Stan Lee. Now, I'm just going to end my video there. I also want to just say that, again, this will be the last video that I do of 2018. I want to thank all of my subscribers and people that have watched my videos, all the comments, the likes, dislikes you guys have given me. I just want to say that the support has been great, and I really do appreciate it. I am so thankful for this YouTube channel. So I hope you've enjoyed spending this time with me in the year 2018. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next year in 2019. Bye.